So I came across the phrase journal ecosystem, and I really like that idea of being what it is because it truly is. Unless you're just working with one single book, it is an ecosystem. It's a bunch of things. So when I was younger, I've spent years trying to find the perfect planner. Um, when I was younger, there was a movie with Charles Grodin and James Belushi. Actually, I had to look it up to figure out who else was in the movie, and even the name of the movie. It was called Taking Care of Business, and the plot of it is Charles Grodin is a successful businessman, and he has a planner that has everything in it, um, and he loses it somehow. I don't remember why, how, where. I don't remember. I just remember he has everything in his planner. He loses it. James Belushi finds it and is able to basically take over his life. And somehow it stuck with me, this idea that a planner had to have everything. You couldn't have multiple things. You couldn't have multiple planners. It was one and done. So I tried, you know, all of them. Mind you, this is way back when, like probably the 90s, maybe late 80s. I don't know. So I tried all sorts of different systems, and none of them ever worked. And I would design them on the computer and print them out, keep them in a 3-ring binder, and it worked because I was able to create exactly what I wanted, but it didn't work because it was so massive and heavy. You know, I I don't want to have a bag that I have to shove a 3-ring binder into to go anywhere. Um, Then, as phones became more common, with having calendars on them and such, smartphones, so I was doing some sort of combination of digital and paper, and it really was a mess. Um, so I've always just kind of flip flopped around how I do it. I would have a wall calendar, huge, one of those desk plotters that I would stick up on the wall and just write everything on that, which is nice because you can see it all at a glance, but you can't really take that with you. Um, so a few years ago, I was looking around for another idea, and I was kind of intrigued by the Hobonichi cousin, but I ended up stumbling upon the Traveler's Note, and I liked that idea. I liked the idea of you still had everything in one, but you bought inserts based on what you needed. So it kind of had that customization, but it was portable. Um, so I decided to get one of those. The time that I had decided on this, they were sold out. So I got a knockoff one off of Amazon and some generic inserts. Pretty much everything I wanted was in a Hobonichi week, other than journaling. So I took out most of the stuff out of this guy, and I got a Hobonichi weeks, and I got a journaling, and then I realized there was some other stuff I wanted. I do still use this. I will soon probably maybe not need it. I'll have to repurpose the cover for something, but right now I do. I like it. I like the way the leather patinas and it just shows its age, but I do like my other guys better. So this is my knockoff Traveler's Notebook, and I still do use it somewhat. So I have these I've never used. This is originally was going to be a study journal, but there's no way I could write in just one of these squares each day. So I don't know what I'm going to use for the rest of this. I tried using it for just planning. I don't like this format. This is just it's a blank and I use it as a trauma dumping journal. And then when I'm done, I destroy it, which is one reason I don't really care that it's not the greatest quality paper. And then here is like a massive to-do list, kind of, long term. And the cover, I love the way the cover ages. That's one of my favorite things with leather. So I'm going to figure out something to do with this cover when I'm done with it. Now I've taken out and I use consistently meal planning. I write meals on one side and what I need to buy, um, things I can make ahead, prep. And it's nice because you can go back through old weeks and kind of just, when you don't really want to think about it too much. And then on the other side, I have my recipes, which are things that I'm working on. I tab the most recent one that I'm working on. So this is another inexpensive thing from Amazon. It has a thicker paper than any of the Hobonichi or Jibun Techos or anything, um, which I like because you see even less shadowing on the other side, and things that I'm going to reread often. It irritates, it gives me a headache looking at when I can see it. But as you can see, this is one day's worth of information that I wrote, and there's no way that would fit in the other guy. So it's just this ultra suede fake with multiple elastics, and it's 365 pages because it was made to do like 1 page a day, but we'll see how long it takes me. This is what I refer to as my daily driver. It's my planner. It's what I use every single day to keep track of what I need to do. It's the Hobonichi Weeks. The yellow I like. It's just the regular one. Um, and in it, here I just highlighted any birthdays and anniversaries so I can kind of tell at a glance. And something over here is the Ascarot, and I can easily take this baby off and put it in next year, or I can just copy it. On this page, I'm keeping track of my steps. And then for the monthly, again, it's just, you know, jotting down things. I don't use the monthly that much. It's more of if I'm planning something, I can flick to the monthly and I can see the whole month and what's going on. Anything highlighted in blue is a Jewish holiday, or in this case, it's Rosh Chodesh. And then the weekly, just write everything over here. It's a to-do list, and here is little notes. I keep toying with different ways of doing my kind of daily habits, but I don't really like this. I've got to come up with a better one. Then we have back here in the notes is just notes, um, some goals. Here I'm kind of tracking my Mishalokma notes, and then just a list of the books I've read. And for this guy here, I'm keeping track of pain. Just 4 different colors to make it easy, and pen testing, and then my weekly reset list, which I do every Saturday night. So then this guy is my journal. This is the Jibun Techo Day. I wrote a little letter to myself in there. I mark off when I actually journal for the day. Um, and let's see. And for this one, I divide each column into 3, and I keep track of 3 different health related things. So it makes it easier. I was trying to do it digitally, but it was all over it. I like having it in one single spot. Um, and then things I made this year, which obviously I've not finished making anything. And over here, it's not really a to-do list. I know I label it as to-do, but it's things to do. So, like starting May 31st until February 2027, at the Academy Museum, they're going to have a Marilyn Monroe exhibit. And so it's highlighted in yellow because I definitely want to go see it. Um, you know, different things that I know for sure, like the Lucas Museum, I want to go see. Guns N' Roses, I want to go see them. That's why they're here, but it's not 100%. I need to. And then over here, places I went. These guys, I haven't decided what I'm going to do, so they're all blank. And then the monthly this time is a little more kind of keeping track, like it was rainy here. My kid came home, and it's just sort of a glance. And while I do have holidays marked in blue, I don't have as many things I don't need to actually plan around. Like the other one had Rosh Hodesh. I don't need to plan my schedule around it, whereas for this one, it's, an actual holiday. And then down here for the Gantt chart, I keep track of when I'm knitting, working on my recipes and working on my mother-in-law's recipes. And I kind of gave myself, I took the number of days of the month, took out Shabbat, and there's 26 days available, and kind of my goals of how many days to do that with. I keep next month available, easy to reach, and the rest I keep paper clipped together so that I'm not constantly flipping through pages. Then here, my journal, you can see it's just journaling, normal stuff, writing, pictures, stickers, whatever. These pages in the back, these couple of blank pages, I'm trying to make it my long-term to-do list and also my crafting to-do list. I don't know if this will stay. And then here, just using it as is, pen testing, I always keep all the little extra bits of the washi. And the one thing, if you noticed, everywhere that January is, it's purple. And that purple's the color for January, green's going to be for February, and I started with this blue for March, but as you can see, it's really, really dark. So kind of working on that. And it just makes it so it's just a visual tick. And then on the side, I highlighted the side of the pages in that color. And this is what we're doing. And so far I'm liking it. Of course, we're only about a week into January of 2026, so we'll see how it continues to go.